Hello and welcome to Wedding Wednesdays with Weddings Online. My name is Kelly and I'm a former wedding planner and blogger, and I'm obsessed with weddings. If you're planning a wedding in Ireland, you're in the right place. You're going to learn the tried and tested methods to planning your dream wedding without the added stress. Think of this as your one-stop shop for everything to do with planning your wedding in Ireland, with me, your new wedding planning bestie, and a cup of tea. This is Wedding Wednesdays with Weddings Online. You don't have to be a celebrity or an influencer to get on board with the latest wedding trend, which is all about content creation. So if you want to know a little bit more about that, then you're in the right place, because on today's episode of the Wedding Wednesdays podcast, I'm going to share all about wedding content creation, how you can include it in your wedding, and I've got some expert tips from Lovelands, who are amazing wedding content creators. They're going to share a little bit about some specific content requests that they get from couples all the time, so you get a bit more of an idea of the type of content that you could have at your wedding. But let's get started and talk all about the actual trend. If you've never heard of wedding content creation, this is the gist of it. It's when someone creates content at your wedding. And I know that sounds really simple, but you've already got a photographer, a videographer, and we'll talk more about this in a moment. But a wedding content creator is somebody who will usually use their phone or another kind of device that's easy to edit the content. They'll come along and they'll create content for you that is available much quicker. So think about things like Reels and TikTok videos. Think of the type of trends that you see online, and Lovelands will tell us a little bit more about those trends. But your wedding content creator will come in and help to create that content for you, and you'll get it delivered to you within 1 to 2 days. Now, the amazing thing about it is that a wedding content creator kind of blends in behind the scenes. Most of the time, you're going to find somebody who's not going to get you to pose for lots of things. So you can still have your official wedding photos, that some of those will be posed. Think about things like your wedding party photos or your wedding, the family photos that you do, where you need to pose and get people in and out of the shots. But what you'd be doing with your wedding content creator is a lot more organic content. So you may have a few trends that you plan ahead of time that you record together, and you're kind of looking at the camera and engaging. But a lot of the time, for the rest of the day, your content creators are behind the scenes creating videos, short snippets that really show you as the couple what your wedding was like from the perspective of your guests. I think it's an amazing opportunity for you to include things like an unplugged wedding. Now, if you have never heard of an unplugged wedding, that is where you get your guests to put their phones away for a period of time. So for my wedding, we had an unplugged ceremony. So just for the ceremony part, we asked our guests to keep their phones away. We wanted them to be fully present and to really enjoy what was happening during our wedding ceremony. And then once the ceremony was finished, we were totally happy for people to whip out their phones, take pictures and videos, post them on social media, all of that kind of thing. But the beauty of having a wedding content creator is that in theory, you could have an unplugged wedding so your guests are able to be fully present for the whole day, but you still have people creating content from the perspective of your guests, as well as your professional video and photos. So I love that, and I think it's a great way to get some of your suppliers working together really well. And a common question that's asked is, if I get a content creator, do I still need a photographer and a videographer? And the correct answer is yes, you do. And this is why. Your wedding content creator will work alongside these suppliers, and as a team, they'll create different styles of content. So if I was talking about wedding videos, for example, you probably wouldn't say, but do I need my wedding photographer? Well, of course you do, because wedding photos and wedding videos are really different. And in the same way, wedding content creators will create different styles of photos and videos for you that aren't the same as what you're getting from your photographer and your videographer. So each one of them will play a really important role in your big day, creating really different pieces of content. So if you consider your professionals, your photographer, your videographer, they are the type of people who, they've probably perfected their skills over many years they may have even got a formal qualification in photography and videography and capturing media. Their content that they make is so exquisite that it will take weeks to get it back, because there's editing, there's refining, there's piecing it together. And then what you end up with is amazing quality photos that are printed and displayed in your home for years to come. And then a wedding video, even a highlights video that you will look at for years and years to come, with perfect quality audio so you can relive the speeches and the vows. And you get to see all those really beautiful moments that are captured in a professional camera and by a person who's trained to capture that content. And then what you have is your wedding content creators who will come in and create a different type of content, and it's more authentic. It's more raw, it's less processed, and then you get it sooner. So it means that you get to relive your wedding memories a couple of days after the big day, and again when you get your professional content a little bit later on. So I think it's a really great opportunity to have these amazing professionals working together to create something really special for you. I had a chat with the amazing team at Love Lens. They are wedding content creators. And I asked them to tell us a little bit about the kind of things that couples ask them to create and some of the trends. So why don't you have a listen? And I think if you don't fully understand what they do, you will after this.
Hi everyone, it's Claudia and Kaylee here from Love Lens, your go-to wedding content creators. And we're super grateful to be here today with Weddings Online to talk about wedding content creation. The best part of wedding content creation is that it gets delivered in 24 to 48 hours.
You get those special moments that nobody notices on the day, and then you're looking back at these videos and it's stuff that you haven't kind of posed for or have been expecting to watch.
A lot of our couples have actually found us on TikTok, and they tend to request a lot of the trends that are going around. I think
most popular video would be like a transition video where you have the bridesmaids and the bride has just hair and makeup done, and then transitioning into them all ready to go to the ceremony.
It's a fun thing to do with your bridesmaids in the morning, and it definitely makes things memorable.
I have a laugh and a joke making these TikToks together, because we usually have to run through it a few times before we've got the perfect one.
First looks are also really, really popular. I think it's such a special moment even for us to witness. The emotions in the room is just insane. It's just great for us to capture. But we make like cute little short videos on them and also incorporate them into the full day videos. So yeah, we make a video kind of on each of the moments depending on the package. They come out really, really cute. You really don't even realise that we're capturing. I think that's the biggest thing. People have always said to us, the brides be going down rabbit holes for days looking at the footage that we've taken for them. We're super blended with the guests. I think that's
and
important.
The bushes.
And the bushes and the table under the tables. For us, we'll do anything we can. We also make a full day video for you. They're normally 2 to 4 minutes long.
And if you want to give our Instagram a follow, it's Love Lens, LOV2EELENS.
If you're looking for potential vendors, we make videos on those as well. Wedding content creation is just a lot of fun, and we're biggest hype girls on the day. I think that's important as well.
Well, thank you so much. That was Love Lens. I'm going to share a link to their contact details in the notes for this episode. And if you want to get in touch with them, find out more about how they can bring your wedding content creation dreams to life, you'll be able to do that. But before we end, here are a few tips. You want to hire somebody who, like the girls said, someone who's able to blend into the background and capture that content without really taking over. What you want is a wedding content creator who understands weddings, not just a person who's really great on their phone. So I've said this before about different types of suppliers. You know, don't have your favorite aunt coordinating your wedding and your bestie doing the music unless that's their profession. Because in this instance, when it comes to wedding content creation, if you have somebody who's just great on their phone, but they're not a wedding professional and they're actually an amateur, they may start to take over. For example, they could get in the way of the photographer during your ceremony kiss or during your first dance. And there's some really special moments that you can't recreate. And so having a professional who understands weddings and content creation is really important. I recommend having a specific list of some videos that you want to capture and just going through that with the content creator ahead of time so that you know when you can do those things. I think if you go in expecting that you're going to spend the whole day filming all kinds of trendy reels and TikTok videos, then you're going to end up losing sight of the purpose of the day, which is to celebrate your love with your friends and family. And so just remember that your wedding day is already quite full. And so your content creators will be able to lead you in how and when to create content in such a way that it doesn't take over the day, but it really accentuates what you experience. Now to end, I'm going to share just a couple of things. If you aren't sure if wedding content creation is for you, then listen to this. This is why you might want to hire a content creator. Perhaps you are usually the person capturing all the photos and videos behind the scenes every time you go to weddings and events and gatherings, but this time you want somebody else to do it. That is why you should have a content creator. How about this? You want to have fun and modern content that's created just for social media? Then get a content creator. Maybe there are a handful of wedding and TikTok trends that you want to try. A content creator is going to help you to recreate them with your special people. And finally, if you love the idea of having shareable content within days or even hours of your wedding, then a content creator is the best person to put that together for you. Well, thank you for listening today. The Wedding Wednesdays with Weddings Online podcast is produced by me, Kelly, and mixed, mastered, and edited by Glenn Hartman. For more wedding planning tips, advice, checklists, and more, visit weddingsonline.ie.